Hi guys, and welcome back to World of Tanks. It's another random destruction, and today I'm in the Tier 6 French Heavy, the ARL 44. We're on Severogorsk and it's a standard battle. And I do like the ARL 44. I didn't when I first got it. In fact, I pretty much hated it and was just thinking it's going to be one of those tanks I've just got to grind my way through and get to the next one. But then you get the engine upgraded and you get a better gun on it, and yeah, it's not bad. It really isn't. You got 120mm of quite sloped armour on the front. You've got 60 on the sides of your hull. I can't remember what the rear is. Your turret's 120 on the front, I think it is, but it's only 30 on the side, so you do have to be careful of that. I've got the 105mm, I can't remember if it's 100 or 105mm gun on it at the minute. It's 165 pen, 300 damage, I think it is. God awful aiming time at 3.4 seconds, and pretty crap accuracy as well, I think. Yeah, it's either 0.4 or 0.41, something like that. Not quite sure off the top of my head. But you can still hold your own in those top tier matches. You just play a little bit more aggressively or less aggressively depending on the tiers. If you're top tier, you can afford to play very aggressively. If you're bottom tier, just be a little bit more cautious. But with some good angling, you can bounce quite a few shots, and yeah, you can side scraping this quite effectively. So it's not a bad sort of all-rounder, I think, really. I've now got it fully upgraded though with the 90mm, and it's a bloody good 90mm for tier 6. I think it's something like 212mm of penetration or thereabouts, maybe 216, I can't quite remember. Obviously 240 damage, which is your standard 90mm damage. Still not very good aiming time though. I think that's the only thing that lets it down, but it's got to be balanced somehow. Now, didn't shoot at the motherland because I was probably not going to get through it. In fact, I'm pretty certain I wasn't. Couldn't get a shot at the IS in time because of the aiming time. But I'm not in a bad position. I've got concealment all around me. I'm more than 15 meters away, so it'll keep its concealment factor when I fire. And it's allowing me to put shots at that tiger in the distance and damage his ammo rack. And nothing's spotted me as of yet. And I'd say that motherland's close enough. Right, managed to get one into the tiger and finish him off as well, which is nice. That's my first kill. Let's try and turn my attention back to this motherland, see what I can do about him. Now, not going to get through the front of him. 120mm of really well sloped armour on the front of those. They are a tough little medium tank, they really are. So I think I swapped to APCR, and I've already fired one. Or Dirty Scrub Lord ammo. No, I'm only messing. No, your premium ammo, it's got its uses. I don't agree with just spamming it, but there are times when you don't have any other option. Why not use it? It's there. Managed to get one through his, I don't know if that was through the commander's cupola or straight through the front of the turret, I'm not sure. I think he misses his return shot and he's disappeared, and I'm not going to risk another shot because I don't think he's still going to be there. And he's not popping back up, so he's either backed off or he's just waiting. Now there's a flat panzer up there. Is he still going to be there? Yes he is, and somebody must have put a shot into him just before I fired, because I don't think I could one hit one of those with this. Be nice if you could. If you're top tier in this, there's a lot of tanks you'll come up against that you can one shot with this gun. Or thereabouts. Not every time, but you know, 300's your average damage. Sometimes you go higher than that, so yeah. Now, that motherland's down here somewhere. I'm going to sneak round, and I think I've got his flank now. Yes, I have. Normal AP will go through there, and indeed it does, and finishes him off. Lovely, second kill. No, third kill, sorry. I lost count then. Right, we've got a VK3601 sat quite exposed on top of that hill. It drops down just as one of my allies takes a shot at him. And am I going to get a shot as he comes around there? No, he must be in a gully. And while there's not much going on, because I don't think I'll get through that Tiger 2, I'd just like to say if there's any tanks that anybody wants to see me drive or anything like that, or indeed for me to have a look at, do one of my not particularly good reviews. You know, I'll have a go. I'll basically try and get that tank if I've not already got it. I'll have a look at it and try and give you any hints. Can't speak English. Oh, get the knight before he gets round. Nice one. Just managed to get him. This turret doesn't turn particularly fast, but yeah, I'll try and basically figure out any playstyles, hints, tips, anything I can, just to help anybody out that needs it or wants it. Managed to get one into that 3601H over there. Reload's not brilliant on this gun. It does have its drawbacks, but it's a very punchy gun. Now, let's see if we can finish him off. Oh, not quite, although I think I did high roll there. So I can't complain too much. And, oh, can I finish off that bulldog as well? Get rid of him, because they can be a damn nuisance. No, I didn't think I'd hit that. In fact, at the time, I didn't even know why I did it. And now, it's cost me that lengthy reload, and I'm not going to get the bulldog before he disappears again. And, well, more fool me. You live and learn, don't you? But there's a full health AMX-12T, so I might be able to do some damage to him. Let's have a look. Can I get him? No, it goes slightly wide and just past him. But yeah, you've got to respect this tank. Like I say, especially with that 90mm, it can hold its own in tier 6, 7 or 8 matches. In fact, I don't think there's much that 90mm on it would struggle with getting through the front that it'll come up against, actually. It has got very, very good penetration for a tier 6. I mean, look at the American, the M6, that gets a 90mm with 160mm penetration. This one, it's over 200mm penetration, so, you know, it is a very, very good 90mm, and there you go, managed to finish off the bulldog and take the only little bit of damage that I took in that match, thankfully and luckily, and it was myself that did it, and being an idiot, just diving off there. But end of the match, you know, what you're going to do. And yeah, not a bad match. Nearly 4,500 for my daily double, and I put this one on because I got my rank 1 Nispels medal, which is for the total amount of damage caused and received in 4 classes, and I think it's 10 million, something like that. So yeah, not too bad. I think it's the first one of those I've got the rank 1 of. I think there's one for capture points, there's another one I think for destroying tanks, but I'm not 100%. I can't quite remember what the others are. But yeah, not too bad. Nearly a top gun and top of the table in a tier 8 match. There weren't loads of tier 8s in it, a few tier 7s, most were tier 6s. But yeah, it was a nice match, and that was actually my very first match of the day. So it was a nice start to the day, that one. Anyway, got another one coming up for you next, and it's in the IS-3. Right, here we are on Cliff. It's a standard battle again, and no bottom tier this time. I am top tier in my IS-3 tier 8 Russian heavy. And I've said before, I really like the IS-3. It took a little bit of getting used to, because it's quite counterintuitive with its armour, because everything I'd driven up to this point, and it took me a little bit to go through the Russian heavies actually. I went through the German line first, got to the Tiger, was massively disappointed, because I expected a lot more of it than it actually gives, and I didn't know how to drive it properly back then because I was still a newbie. And then I think I was going through the American lines, and I ended up going through the British after that, and went through a lot of stuff. And it was only sort of recent-ish that I actually went through the Russian heavies again. I had a KV-1 when I very first started playing it. I got up to the KV-1 and then sold it and didn't bother. But everything you drive up to this, you have to angle your armour to get the most sort of effective thickness out of it. Whereas with the IS-3 with its pike nose, and the rest of the Russian tanks that have got that pike nose, you have to basically try and keep it straight on, otherwise you flatten out one side or the other and it becomes less effective. So it was a bit weird to get used to. But the IS-3 is a very strong tank. You've got, I think, 219 mil of penetration with your BL9. Yeah, BL9, and your 390 average damage, which is pretty standard for Russian heavies from KV-85, I think it is. Anyway, I'm going to make an aggressive push around the top of this cliff and run into a Panther. He manages to get one through me somewhere, not quite sure where, but I wasn't straight on. Now I am, and it either gets absorbed or just bounces. It sounded like it got absorbed. So the Carnarvons decided to pop round as well and push with me. And that Panther's been joined by, oh, a Liberté. Another tank that I like, but for very, very different reasons to the IS-3. But the IS-3 has got a very strong turret, but there's a rectangular plate just behind the gun on the top of the turret that's only 20mm thick, and you've got to be very careful of it because just about everything you come up against has a gun that can overmatch that 20mm of armour. And it's, you know, if you're up against an IS-3, it's a good place to try and hit it. It's difficult to hit, but if you can, you'll most likely penetrate. Take another little hit from that Panther, but manage to finish him off in return. Yeah, and then there's a knight up on that hill, and I can't relax because I know he's up there. I know he could just pop over the edge and start putting shots into the top of my tank, and I'm not happy that he's up there, and I'm not happy that I'm having to leave him, and I don't really want to be here. I want to try and move, but I don't want to be shot in the flank as I'm trying to get across into those buildings and get some cover in between me and that knight. Managed to finish off the enemy ARL-44 there. One straight through the front of the turret. It's a good turret, but it doesn't stand up to the BL9, I'm afraid. And yep, that's that knight. I realise just a little late. I don't angle very well, in fact I'm very side on, and the problem is up there, from his perspective, it's flattening out the angles on the front of my armour, although I did get a lucky snapshot into him in return, and in fact nearly killed him. He was either lucky or I was unlucky, but there it is, he's still alive, and I just wish Artie would be able to get a bead on him and take him out, because I just don't like him up there being able to put shots into my flank and rear. Get these buildings in between me and him. That's a bit better. Right. Now, not encountered loads of resistance coming around that top way this time. The last few games I've had on here, a lot of tanks go around that top way. Now I'm going to edge down towards their base. I'm going to take out artillery. Oh, T-44. Put one shot into him, damages ammo rack, and nothing. Absolutely nothing. Now I don't know if this poor guy is disconnected, if he's just gone AFP or what, but yeah. I'm just sat here, he knows I'm here, he's getting shot. Not doing anything, and again, a low roll, mercy roll for the T-44, so I was about to ram him to finish him off and somebody else does it. There's the enemy artillery, managed to reload and just plant one into him, and there's a Type 59 in the cap circle, again either disconnected or AFP, and that's a damn shame because the Type 59 is a nice little tank and I really wish I had one, and the next time they come on sale in the store I'm going to snap one up. So I managed to get up here into the thing, into the enemy sort of base area, and as everybody's rushing in to finish off the last couple of enemies, just waiting for the reload, managed to finish off the Type 59. And again, I didn't really feel as though I'd done much, but I looked up at how many sort of hits I'd scored, and I've got 11, so that's not too bad. That damage will add up. Take a poorly aimed shot at the Tiger II. And am I going to get another one in before anybody finishes him off? Maybe. No, not quite. Not quite quick enough, which is a shame. And that's the match. So we were on the results screen. Not a bad first win of the day. 5,386 XP, high caliber, second class mastery, which is, I'd have preferred it first, but you can't grumble. Just over 4,000 damage done. Oh, I did get a little bit of XP for that op, and I came top of the table, which is, well, you'd expect it. If you're top tier in a match like that, you'd expect one of the top tier tanks to come top of the table. Anyway, as always, I hope you've enjoyed what you've seen today, and if you have, don't forget to leave a like or subscribe, because it will really help the channel out. And don't forget, take care out there, and I will catch you next time. See you later.